Hey guys, this is Bankai reporting live from the Nexus, and today I'm bringing you more Hawken PvP. So one thing I've always noticed and hated about the Hawken experience is the constant and useless conflicts between pilots. It's actually gotten to the point where I mostly play this game with good friends and avoid some servers altogether. I mean, there's a reason I call Hawken PS4 the ghetto of gaming, guys. And over the months, I've pretty much pinpointed some of the factors that I believe help to contribute to a tense and conflict-ridden gaming community. These are the elements I'll be breaking down in this video, so stick around for that because I think you'll find some of these reasons quite interesting, guys, and some of them just might surprise you. By the way, make sure to like and to share this video and definitely hit subscribe. Commit to the Nexus for the most unpopular opinion on pop culture. I also do cool PvP commentary just like the one you're listening to right now. So without further ado, let's get started. Not too long ago, I was watching one of those space videos on YouTube, right? Space meaning outer space, guys. And it was talking about some experiment from the early 90s where they tried to create a mock Mars colony, essentially. I believe they called it Biosphere 2, and I believe it was launched in 1991, and it was funded by billionaire Ed Bass or Baz or something. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, guys. But anyway, it was 4 men and 4 women who populated this colony for 2 years. And though some of the participants say it was a complete failure, the truth is, by the end of the experiment, they pretty much wanted to tear each other apart, guys. There's just something about seeing the same faces every day in a small space that seems to turn human beings into rabid animals. I believe the same concept applies to the Hawken community. I think bumping into the same people all the time, almost every day, depending on how much you play, can affect your relationships, and this lack of space due to the small size of the community, among other factors, I think can lead to some really tense situations and conflicts. But on to the next point. One of the huge problems with Hawken is you find that weaker players encounter incredible players far too often. Typically, one should not bump into a Hizia or a Blue Flutter very often at all, but due to the size of the community, folks are forced to contend with the best the community has to offer on a regular basis, which leads to a lot of bad feelings. This point is directly related to the skill gap issue, and I'll explain. You see, the badge system on Hawken is broken, and I'll try to articulate what I mean by that. Basically, this is due to, I believe, the game being stuck in a perpetual season, and basically you have players accumulating points in this endless cycle. This means whether or not you're worthy of a blue badge, you can still earn one so long as you play this game long enough. There's no refresh. Now, the reason why this creates conflict, in my opinion, is that when everyone is boasting blue ribbons, it creates an illusion that suggests that most pilots are equal, when in reality, guys, this is really not the case. For instance, Kanter from the Russian Mafia and Blue Flutter have the same badge, guys. Now, tell me if that sounds like it makes sense to you. I think if people had their respective badges, it would definitely help to create more realistic expectations, and it would definitely set the tone for a more civil PvP experience, as people would be able to better rationalize the skill gap between themselves and actual high-tier players. But maybe that's just me hoping, and these guys would still call everyone who is competent at the game a fucking cheater. Who knows? Now, this point is super interesting, guys, and to be honest, I can't exactly take credit for it. I came across this idea on Facebook, on the Hawken console players Facebook group. Actually, a pilot said this in that group, and I can't remember who it was. It was a few months ago, actually. Anyway, if that person happens to watch this video, please feel free to claim your idea in the comments. But what he said was that In Hawken, the health gauge allows you to live longer than most games, but on one hand, it also presents the opportunity for a slower death, essentially. And I'm paraphrasing here, guys. This is not what the pilot said exactly, but pretty much what I gathered from what he was saying was that whenever a player is under pressure, having that knowledge that his death is imminent, this makes the PvP experience more stressful, making one more liable to interpret what is happening as a personal attack. In other words, there is this bad thing happening, and it's happening for 10 seconds straight, or even longer than 10 seconds, generally longer than 10 seconds actually, and you're pretty much unable to do anything about it. You're powerless. So to give an extreme example, imagine dying 10 times to one person with each death, right? In each death, you're draining all that HP, and you have to just be sitting there through this entire excruciating experience. It's one thing to lose in a game where it's one shot, one kill, but to be subjected to this kind of defeat in Hawken can have odd psychological effects on some folks, I would imagine, guys. At least that is the idea on paper, and to be honest, I buy it completely. I think it actually makes sense, but hey, I'm no expert on any of this stuff, and at the end of the day, it could all just be bullshit, but that's enough from me. What do you think? Do you believe these 4 factors could contribute to the sometimes toxic gaming experience on Hawken? Or do you believe this is all just a strange coincidence? I'm especially excited to hear your thoughts on the last point about the health gauge and how this might psychologically affect gamers and therefore influence the gaming experience significantly. Be sure to share your thoughts below. By the way, remember to like and to share this video, and definitely hit subscribe, unless of course you're a waste man. That's right, guys, I don't make videos for waste man. Until next time.